Respected dear family members, my pronouns to you. For the last 7 days, before a gap of my explaining these epics and Puranas, we were discussing about Puranas. I am very sure that you got a real feeling about the Puranas, a simple understanding at least about Puranas. Now we have to describe, in fact, what is meant by Mahabharata. Mahabharata is an epic, a historical book mixed with the stories. Just like if we read the history of Ashoka, the great Emperor Ashoka, we can explain the history of the 3 children, Dhritarashtra, Vidura and Pandu of Vedavyasa, 3 children of Vedavyasa and their next generation. So it is the biographical narration of a family of kings and queens, the family of the rulers. There you can see, in fact, the total life history of Dhritarashtra and his wife Gandhari, life history of Pandu and his wives Madri and Kundi, Vidura, who definitely is an unmarried man, bachelor, and each and every aspect connected with these people and their children, and also those who are associated with them or dissociated with them. All those are brought under one biographical book, Mahabharata. Vyasochistam Jagat Sarvam. All the aspects connected with the human life are included in Mahabharata, both good and bad, both needed and not needed, necessary and unnecessary informations and knowledge are pumped into the mind of human beings through the biographical narration of all these people, plus the advices and the guidances given by them to the juniors or colleagues, and also the messages conveyed through stories. Remember that in Puranas, the stories are directly connected with the human beings of different stature. Say for example, Lord Krishna, he is a human being but called as Avatara, and his family members. There you can see the human beings are there in Puranas as Avataras, and human beings are there in Puranas as kings. Say for example, Ambarisha, Suniti, Suruchi, Pradhu, Prachina, Barhis, they are all kings. But the stories where Lord Krishna comes as a historical figure, generally others are stories. And also stories connected with Asuras and Rakshasas are there in Puranas. Stories connected with the demonic nature, people having demonic nature, Asurik Swabhava, people who are just like Rishis and Maharshis. So you can see the stories in Puranas, the stories of the kings, stories of Avataras, and stories of Maharshis, Rishis, stories of farmers, stories of ordinary intellectuals and wise people, stories of spiritually motivated people. These are the general stories coming in Puranas. Very rarely the stories connected with the animal system comes there. But in Mahabharata, one should remember that we should never use the word story of Dharmaputra. Dharmaputra's history, Pandavas' history, Kauravas' history, Bhishma's history or biography And Dronacharya's history is not the story of Dronacharya. If I use the word story of Bhishma, story of Dronacharya, story of Karna, then it is conveying a wrong message that they never existed in this world. In fact, as far as the knowledge goes, they lived in this world for a long period and they participated many of the activities explained in Mahabharata. Explained in Mahabharata. Maybe a little bit exaggeration may be there. But in Puranas, high level of exaggerations are there. In Mahabharata, little bit exaggerations may be there, because for explaining many of these things. You see in Bible, generally every aspect is exaggerated connected with Jesus Christ. Yesterday's Hindu newspaper, detailed report is there. The skeletal system of Jesus was excavated in a coffin box, and the skeleton of Magdalena Maria was taken, in which it is written wife of Jesus Christ, and another skeletal system written as the son of Joseph and brother of Jesus. In that coffin box where that skeletal system, it is written son of Joseph, brother of Jesus. So it is said that Jesus has got another brother and another Juddah, Judah. In that coffin box, the skeletal system carrying the Juddah's body, I mean skeletal bones, it is written Judah, the son of Jesus Christ. So it is that to appear in Hindu newspaper, not in another ordinary stray newspaper, as a very important research-based studies. So many people exaggerated Jesus Christ, and it is explained that when he died for the sin of the people. But now the truth is coming that he never went to the heaven in the body way. He came to India, lived in India, and also he has married with Magdalena Mariam, and also he has got a son Judah, and he has got a brother. So he was an ordinary human being. But with exaggeration, so much exaggeration for creating a religion itself, right from Pope up to Pavatil, Bishop of Pavatil, all are cheating in the name of Jesus Christ by exaggeration. Luckily, in Mahabharata, you may be telling the story of Lord Krishna with exaggeration. You may be telling the story of Dronacharya, Bhishma with exaggeration, but not for cheating other people and converting the people. That is the greatest part of Hindu Dharma. We may be exaggerating many things. Even the history or biography might have got converted into a story, or a story might have got converted into a partly biography, but never used these stories or the biographies for cheating others, for converting others, and for enriching Hindu Dharma, increasing the followers of Hindu Dharma. Never we did. So when any part of Mahabharata got exaggerated, we need not worry about it at all, because that exaggeration has never been used for cheating people or for converting people or for creating a superstition in their mind or for creating followers or for increasing the number of followers and for bringing the whole world under Lord Krishna. All these superstitious feelings or ideas or stories got spread. Such a criticism will never come for Hindu Dharma, because when one person asked me a question, Jesus Christ has got birth through Jehovah in Virgin Mary. How Kundi got Dharmaputra? She worshipped Yamadharmaraja. You know what is Yamadharmaraja? Yamadharmaraja means time. Yamasya abatyam buman yamaha, kalasya abatyam buman kalaha. Kala means time. It is the time, period, years, and in fact I can say only one word, time. So Kundi Mata worshipped that time Dharmaraja. Why Yama is called Dharmaraja? Because whether you are rich or poor, whether you are intelligent or non-intelligent, whether you are educated or non-educated, you are a king or a beggar, that time will not discriminate you at all. When the time arrives, you will have to go back. So that time will not take any consideration whether you are Prime Minister or President of India or politician or you are JDU or BJP or Congi or CPM. Nobody bothers about it. I mean, the time never bothers about it. When the time comes, it will be taking the people. That is why it is called Dharma Raja. Is a king. The time is the king. Decides how long you should live. And Kundi Mata worshipped the time, Kala Devata. And naturally she got her son Dharmaputra from Pandu only. From Pandu only, not from time. Historically, Pandavas are the children of Pandu. 2 mothers, 1 father. Kundi got 3 children, Madri got 2 children. So it is not the God Jehovah created a womb in the mother, in Virgin Mary. That is a fake story. Nobody can, even Pope will not believe that one, because God cannot create, God cannot give the sperm for copulation or for fertilization in the egg of a human being. They are exaggeration and false, wrongly propagated. And it has been explained that you the sinner and your sin has been taken by that man who got birth from the God directly, which is non-scientific, 100% superstitious, and cheating the people for erasing of their sin. Such and such man had got his birth, so you should follow him. This is cheating and fraud. Whereas Kundi has never told that I got 3 children and Madri 2 children, you should follow them so that your sin will be erased up. So the stories are told in Puranas. The stories told in Mahabharata are entirely different. Why entirely different? You know, when Dharmaputra needs some advice, Bhishma comes and gives the advice as a story. And towards Pandavas or Kauravas or Dhritarashtra or for anyone, the advisors give the stories, and majority of the stories given for guiding and advising the people, they are the stories connected with the animals. That is the importance. Stories connected with animals. In Puranas, stories connected with the avataras, rishis, kings, farmers, or good people and bad people, having divine quality or demonic quality. Whereas in Mahabharata, you can see all the stories will be connected with generally animals and given as messages to the people who are the characters of the Itihasa. So you can see in Mahabharata, Ramayana is also coming. When Pandavas were worried about the loss of Draupadi, Kirmida, one Rakshasa, took her from Pandavas when they were sleeping. So Dharmaputra was worrying. At the time of worry, Vedavyasa came over there and consoled Dharmaputra. And Dharmaputra told his grandfather Vedavyasa that we have performed only Dharma. We were always living with Satyam, Dharmam, Niti, Nyayam. Still we are facing so many difficulties in our life. At that time Vedavyasa told to Dharmaputra and Pandavas, you are all ordinary human beings. But have you ever heard Lord Rama? He was a divine avatara. Even he had to face hell of the problem in the life. Continuously Sri Rama faced only problems and pains and hurdles in the life. So your problems are very simple and it will be over within a short time. But Lord Rama lived right from the beginning till the last breath. He suffered a lot. At that time Dharmaputra asked Vedavyasa, the grandfather, can you explain the history of Sri Rama? So about 200 printed pages Vedavyasa explains the total Valmiki Ramayana to Pandavas as asked by Dharmaputra. So Valmiki Ramayana comes in Mahabharata. Many stories connected with tigers or lions or rabbit or tortoise or camel. Like that they are also coming in that one. These stories are used in Mahabharata for conveying the idea or the message. What to do, how to do. So what to do and how to do are taught through a story of an animal. This storytelling might have done by Bhishma or Drona or Karna or Dhritarashtra or Vidura or hundreds of rishis who are taking part in Mahabharata. Either rishis or noble people might have told these stories for educating Pandavas or Kauravas for achieving their goal, whether good or bad. This is where we should remember that Puranic stories are connected with the Avatara, connected with the rishis, connected with the kings, connected with the ordinary people, connected with the devotees, connected with the worshippers, connected with the followers. Very rarely the animal story comes in Puranas. Whereas the story part of Mahabharata, almost 50% of Mahabharata composed of the stories. These stories are stories connected with animals, utilized for conveying the messages to the real players, historical players in Mahabharata. Remember that, never use the word the story of Dronacharya. It is the history or biography of Dronacharya. Story of Karna, word is wrong. History of Karna or biography of Karna. Stories of Kauravas, wrong. It is the historical aspect of Kauravas, historical aspects of Pandavas, or biography of Bhishmacharya, biography of Vidura, and so on should be the words used for our explaining Mahabharata. So my request to you, just try to collect about 10-15 stories, animal stories, which we have studied in our lower primary and upper primary. They are all from Mahabharata. After Muslim League ministers took us the education portfolio, they removed all these Mahabharata stories from the school books, and they are now putting all the secular words in the stories, artificially creating useless stories where the name of one person will be Vinod, here represents Hindu, the name of another person will be Joseph, here represents Christians, and the name of another person, the third person will be Abdul. So secularism is artificially created in the mind of these students and reminding them continuously that you are either Hindu or Christian or Muslim. In olden days, when we were studying Mahabharata stories or Mahabharata biographies, never such an imagination of you being a Christian or Hindu or a Muslim never arose in our mind at all, because such things will never be reminded. Now in the name of secularism, you are all continuously reminded that you are a Hindu, you are a Christian, you are a Muslim, and thus the names will be from three religions, always making them remember that they belong to Hindu, they belong to Christian and other thing. So our forefathers never created such a wrong impression in the mind of the story listeners that you are a particular religion, you are a particular caste, you are a particular group, you are a particular section. Nothing like that. We are all human beings. Such a message was conveyed, such messages were conveyed through the stories of the animals in the mind of the people who deserve to know the truth of this story. With these words, next day we will be explaining further about Mahabharata. I am sure that you might have got a simple idea about Mahabharata. Thank you very much. My pranams to you.